This is Killingsworth. I wanted to spend just a few moments going over some of the features that we have available to us through the district regarding Google. This screen, although some of the tiles might look a little different from yours, should have some familiarity to you, especially the tile here, which is your mail tile. Once you've logged in with your username and password, this feature right here, when you click on it, will open up your email. Email, of course, can be sent through people at the school or outside of the school. And the simple way to do that is by hitting compose. When you hit compose, one of the features that I think is really important for students to realize is that you can actually begin typing someone's name. I'm going to type my last name here, and you're going to see that it'll automatically populate folks with that name. All of these Killingsworths here happen to be from my clan. These are my children and my husband. So when I click on one of those names, I can then be sending that person an email direct. You can add folks to an email, of course. But if I were typing a letter to my daughter Emma at another school, I hit something for the subject heading. So she's in reference to what the email is about. And then in my body, I can type the body here. And once I am done, I can hit send. Now, if I had other things I needed to add to the email besides typing in the body of the letter, I can hit this button, which would attach a file from the computer. I can hit this button, which will attach a file from my Google Drive. That's another important feature we're going to discuss in just a few minutes. If I wanted to upload a photo, I can do that here. And this one is another important one. If there's a link from the internet, a particular website that you think that person should see, you can insert that link there so they have a live direct link to the page you're referencing. So again, once I'm done, I hit send. Now, in the case that you need to come back to an email, you can X out of it, and this will, as it says, save and close that email. And you'll find it again if you open up your drafts. And here it is, hello. So if I were wanting to go back to this later to finish the email, I could simply open it up and begin typing again and hit submit when I'm done. Or if I decide that I am no longer going to be sending this draft, I can click the little box there and hit discard, and it'll get rid of that draft. Now, in addition to compose, inbox naturally is where you should be looking every day to see what sorts of emails you need to respond to. You'll see my inbox is very clean. I keep it this way on purpose. I like to keep everything organized and sorted. So you'll see there's an inbox letter here, which I will reach with you in just a moment. But once I do open an email, if I don't need it, I can sort it in various categories here. And the way you create a folder, like you see here on the left of my screen, is all the way down at the bottom. Create a new label. You type whatever name you want for that label. If you want to nest it, which means put it underneath a sub-label, you can create that sub-label, hit create, and then you'll see those labels over here like so. So if I clicked on, let's just roll up the screen here. If I click on Gabby Rhett, okay, in here are a bunch of emails that I have sorted that I know are important for me to reference at some point or another for various reasons. So I can then go in here, find that reference, and review those details from the email again. How I can sort these by color, etc., is by clicking the little down arrow. There is a color label here. I can either edit or remove the label or add a sub-label. So these little down arrows will let you do that. The other thing that's a neat feature is when I open up an email, you're going to see that it's got the color code that matches where it's located. I have this email in two different places. I have it under CEUs for continuing education as a teacher, and I also have it underneath science projects and lessons because I've written lessons and co-written lessons with other teachers in reference to this content. So this email is accessible by two different ways. I can find it in a number of ways. Now, if we go back up to the inbox, let's look at the email that I sent myself. I open up this email, of course, again, the body, the title, reference of what that letter is about, and in here, there's an attachment. If someone sends you an attachment like this, there's a couple things you can do with it. The first is pressing this button will download that attachment so you then can open it up. There's a number of reasons you could do that or want to do that. Another feature, which is super nice, is you can save it to your Google Drive. Google Drive's like a cloud. Everything that you possibly ever could work on or want to work on, photos, videos, different documents and slide presentations can all be stored on your Google Drive. So if I wanted to save the intent letter district document to my drive, I would simply press this button. And then I can organize it in my drive, much like I did with my emails over here. The third one here is being able to edit in Google Docs, which is also saved onto the drive. This feature is nice when you are working in a group collaboration effort. So for example, on a science project, or maybe you're working on a big project in another class in civics perhaps. You can use this to live edit with your colleagues, the people that you are working with on that project. So it's a very nice feature. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this email because I don't need it anymore now that I've shown it to you. And I want to point out another feature. Over here on the right-hand section, the upper section of your mail, you're going to find this little Google tile. The Google tiles here are all of the apps available to us as the school district has set up for us. In here, there's a number of them that are important, from the calendar to the drive that I just mentioned, all of the documents and sheets, which is like a Word document and sheets. Slides are like a PowerPoint presentation. Sites are like building websites, so forth and so on. And there's more as you tab down to the bottom. Google Classroom is another one we're going to take a look at. So those we're going to talk about briefly as well, some of these. The calendar, I've opened up mine here, and I want to, let me back up here just a second. I'm going to show you the calendar. You can actually set up multiple calendars, very much the same way you would do for labels in your emails. And what's nice is you can overlay these. You'll see that you can view a calendar by either a day, by a week, a monthly calendar view, 5 days, or an agenda. Agenda is like a list for that month. So I actually prefer the month view because it will kind of give you a day-to-day view. Let's take a look at June here. June, here we go. So this just gives you an idea of what things will look like. I'm going to click on, here we go. Here's Killingsworth calendar. If we look at the month of June, let's go to the month. You'll see kind of everything that's lined up. If I add all of my calendars overlay, you're going to start to see all of these different colors pop up on the screen. Granted, it's summer. You're looking at June, and there's not a lot on the calendar, but you can see how this feature would operate. If you wanted to create a new event, a new reminder for your calendar, you can simply click this button up here on the top left to create, or you can create right from the screen itself. Let's look at create here. That's the screen that had been up a moment ago. Let's title this one First Day of School. And we know that that's going to be on, anybody know, August 15th. And our day starts at 8 a.m. So I'm going to come over here. You'll see these come in half-hour increments, but you can actually go in and alter these times too. We know that the day is going to run till 3 o'clock for most of us. And so that is an all-day event. I can click that. I can click repeat if it's something that happens all the time. Where this one is an easy comes to middle. It'll actually populate different options for you here. I can pick what calendar I want that to show up on. If I want to add a video meeting, I can. If I want to add a description or note to that, even a document, perhaps a Word document that I want everybody to see. Maybe it's an invitation or a flyer to an event. That can be attached to this particular calendar event. If I want to let other people know, invite other people to this event, I can go over to guests and simply type in names. I'm going to go ahead and invite myself to this so you can see what happens in my email as a guest being invited. I can color code this event. I can add notifications to this event. So if I want to know one day prior to the event, I can do minutes, hours, days, or weeks ahead. I can add a second notification too, maybe 15 minutes before the event. I get another little reminder that pops up on my screen or on my phone. So once the event's all set up and I've put all my details in place, I click Save. So we're going to save that document and event, and we're going to go to August. Let's look at August here. We know it's on the 15th. And you're going to see first day of school right here has popped up. So what did that do for me as an invitee? I invited myself to that meeting. If I go in my inbox, I should have a little invite that shows up. Let's refresh this and see if it pops up here. Loading. It's slow. Loading. We'll come back to that. But that invite will show up in the email here. And then I have the option as the invitee to either accept, say maybe, or say I can't make that. I can't attend that event. Now, another one of the features in our little tiles over here is one called Google Keep, this guy right here, because it's like little sticky notes. So you can see here that I can remember, maybe come back to, maybe I'm going to put them on my calendar. Maybe I'm going to download it to a document that I have to work on. It's a little idea or some little brainstorming thing that I want to come back to again later. I can create labels for these. I can color code these as well. So these are a nice little feature called Keep that's available to you. Let's talk about your drive. So this is the one that looks like the tab here. When you click on that, it's going to open up a file like this. And again, you can create a new folder by clicking the new button. You can upload files to these folders. You can create a new document, a new Excel spreadsheet, or a new PowerPoint presentation. If you click the More button, there are other options over here as well. So what you'll find is under My Drive, this is your drive, you can share a lot of these documents with others. So let's take a look at, let's see here, what do I want to look at with you guys? Let's look at, let's look up under Gabby, because we talked about Gabby Rhett before. So under the Gabby Rhett, there's a number of different files that I have. This one, when I did some work in Panama of 2016, and you'll find various things. Under pictures, I've put a bunch of pictures. These are all files I've created just by clicking the new button and adding a new file. So these are different images that I can then open and share with others. Okay, like that. The other things that are important to note from in these are you can share these with others. So let's say these little figures right here, this means it's shared with someone else. So let's look at this shell-shocked activity. If I open this activity here, I'm going to open it with Google Docs. You're going to see it pop up. These automatically save. Every time you work on them, they're a live document. So as you make adjustments, it saves the document for you. The title is this little button right here. Once this finishes loading up, you're going to see what I'm saying here. There we go. So I can change the title of this document here. Information that I type in here can be, again, shared with other folks by hitting the share button, other students. You can edit this document or add comments to this document. When you share it, gives you, asks you questions. Do you want to give it a view only so that people can only view it but not edit it? Rights to it. So again, when you're working and collaborating with other students on projects, you might find that this is a very helpful tool. You're able to go in and edit that document or add a comment to that document so that others can see and make changes as necessary. It automatically updates that document and saves it. So is your Google Drive in a nutshell. We'll talk a little bit more about this and how to sort through and add things, but you, again, can share, you can send links to various things, you can do view only for things. That's what a lot of these little symbols are. But I like to keep mine extremely organized so that it's easy to find various things based off of the topic. So that's Google Drive. So that leaves us with classes. Classes, you are going to be invited to in order to know what assignments are due and see templates and various assignments that you need to download. So this, for example, is the IB 7th grade Science Period 5's webpage, the classroom page for Google. And in here, you're going to find all of your assignments under Stream. On a lot of these, it'll open up what you need. These have the templates, for example, that I have shared with you from my Google Drive for your notebooks that you're going to be working on. Things take a little time to line up here, but you'll see they all pop up, so you have access to them. Some of these you're going to have editing access. Some of them you're only going to be able to view, maybe print for, download for print or what have you. The students tab here will show you everybody that will be in the class. This is how you get invited to the class. I'll send you a code, and you can then email students from the class regarding various assignments as well. And then the About page is super important too, because it not only has what the class is about, it has where it's located, it's got your file for the class, it's got my email that you can directly email me from the site, and it's got all of your student information sheet and a little link to our website. So this is the, and go there next. Website is our page, and on here you're going to find description of each of the courses that I teach, as well as the IBMYP program, and Beyond the Classroom information, which is our global learning program, travel program within the school. And so you can get more details about each of those programs at this site. 7th grade content you'll find under this tab up at the top. Again, it's got contact information, year at a glance, pretty much a rundown of the year. It's got Remind information on how to link with the class through Remind, which is a program I use to push out reminders to you about when assignments are due, when an exam might be. So you're going to have several different ways of getting that information, and it's your responsibility to upload it to your calendar, to maintain and stay on top of your assignment due dates. But you will get a text reminder. You will also have the reminder under Classroom, which we just looked at. And very important, these are your supplies for class. It's required that you have a 5-subject notebook, Avid binder, all your writing utensils, and various other information there is listed. Other things that you need to have access to. And then again, just a little reference as far as the Google Apps tile and how to use a lot of these different applications. So beyond that, you're going to find fair information, which is currently being set up for you for this year's science fair. And then beyond the classroom information, again, is the IB Service and Learning Project program that we offer at school. It's an extension of what happens in the classroom. You can find here the 2015 through 2017 Water for India Surface 71 project. There's a link to our blog page that we created. Bottom here, at this moment in time, you can see the pipeline. For this school year, 2017-2018, we've got 3 main events: the spring break trip to Spain, the June 2018 trip to Ecuador and the Galapagos Islands, and also the June 2018 program to the eastern seaboard of the United States. Keep checking back here because there's going to be a lot more information that comes up. So this is a great tool for you. And again, you can access this straight from your classrooms page. So you'll find it at the bottom of the About section. And back to the screen here, this is your main page. You'll always look here. We'll talk a little bit about how assignments roll out, sidebar with various topics and what will be found under each of those. So I hope that helps you guys. We will spend a lot more time going over some of these things in detail. But for now, that should do it. Have a great one.